Susan LeBlanc, and this is Conversations with the Goodman School of Business. And my guest today is David DiPietro. Hi, David.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. And thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Great. And you are a member of our service learning team. What is it that you do here at Goodman?
Absolutely. So I'm the experiential education coordinator with the Goodman School of Business. And basically what that means is I'm connecting students to industry through their courses. So primarily that happens through service learning. Sometimes we don't have the opportunity for students to have a co-op term, so really looking for any ways to connect them to industry outside of co-op.
And is this primarily within a class structure?
Absolutely. So it's matching students with community, working towards a course credit.
Right. And you're here today particularly to talk about an interesting project in Ecuador. So tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So service learning primarily happens with community partners from around Niagara. Service learning started with not-for-profits, addressing some of the challenges that they have in their business. Our students are able to provide them with some free consulting for them. But as we've grown, we've been able to service some of the small and medium-sized businesses in the area. And now we're looking for some other opportunities as well. So international service learning is one of those things that's getting a lot more popular, and we have an opportunity with Solidarity Experiences Abroad, which is a program on campus that coordinates service learning, international service learning. Most of the time with social justice or social responsibility aspect of it, but with this one, we're really trying to pilot a new sort of entrepreneurship, international business spin on it.
Wow. So who's eligible?
Any Goodman student is eligible to go. The trip happens from May 4th until the 17th. So it happens after the winter term. But any student is eligible to go. The trip will have an entrepreneurship aspect to it. So students will be facilitating and delivering workshops to entrepreneurs in Ecuador. So we're still going along with the concept of service learning, but you're getting that international experience to do it there.
Wow. So this is like 2 for 1.
Absolutely.
Really, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and international experience, so important. I guess even from the service learning perspective, I mean, really a fascinating way to do it. You know, normally it's in the classroom, a group project, you're dealing with something, but here you're getting to really a great trip.
For sure, and especially if you've had that experience here with service learning, which we hope a lot of Goodman students get to have. It prepares you for that international aspect of it as well. So you're applying everything that you've learned in the class. Now you're going a little bit outside your comfort zone. You're going on an international trip, and you're getting to help entrepreneurs in Ecuador. Their agriculture and fishing industry is quite large there. So Solidarity Experiences Abroad, who's coordinating the trip, will actually be coordinating the students to work with entrepreneurs there, help them with their venture plans, deliver workshops on entrepreneurship, and really help them launch their business, which is something that's invaluable to students to be able to do.
Incredible experience, it sounds like. Yeah, for sure. And how much does this cost? Is there a cost to students to do
There
this?
is. So the trip is $3,200, but that covers your flight, your accommodations, your meals. There is some leisure time on the trip, so there's some tours that students are able to go on. You're given a lot of free time. The Goodman students will also be going with another program here at the university. So it's a great opportunity to connect with some other students and some other faculty. So in the grand scheme of things, $3,200 for your flight, your accommodations, your meals, tours and accommodations is something that's
an incredible deal.
It's a pretty good deal.
Plus something fantastic to put on your resume.
Exactly. And there will be some pre-departure preparation and then some post-trip reflection as well. So there's a faculty advisor that's a part of the trip. So the students really get that full spectrum. They know what they're going into it with. And then when they get back, they know how to kind of put it on their portfolio, talk about that experience, and be able to reflect on a really fantastic experience.
So it's not just a trip; it's an investment.
Absolutely, it's really the full spectrum.
Yeah. So if students are interested, how do they get involved? What do they need to do?
Absolutely. So they can check it out online. If you go to brocku.ca/SEA, or you can email them as well at sea@brocku.ca. And I would encourage students to just come by and speak with myself or Gillian Kemp. We've been helping to coordinate that project as well. We've been going into classes, telling students about how great the trip is. We've been really trying to coordinate what the concept of the trip is and how students can get a good experience from it. So I would encourage them to just come talk to us. We can tell them all about registration, what the trip entails. So there is a little bit of a deadline, not too much of a hard deadline. We want to make sure that students are signing up by January, just so that they have that time for the pre-departure.
Okay, great. And when was the trip again? When would
It's
they be
May
going?
4th until the 17th.
Wow. So again, another fantastic opportunity for Goodman students. And is it just Goodman students or any Brock student?
It's targeted to Goodman students right now. There are other trips that Solidarity Experiences Abroad coordinates with the other faculties. They've gone to Brazil, Peru, Ecuador, Costa Rica. They've had over 2,000 students go on these trips since 2004 when they started the program.
Wow.
So now introducing it to Goodman students, we're seeing a lot more demand from employers to have unique experiences.
For sure. Well, it sets you apart. Like
Absolutely. It's a huge difference maker.
It really is. And when you go in for those interviews and they see on your resume, I did this project in Ecuador, and then it's just we've heard students say this over and over again. It just opens the door to an incredible conversation and puts them that one level ahead of somebody who doesn't have something like that on their resume.
Absolutely. And while it's not for course credit quite yet, it's still an amazing experience.
Yeah.
It's something that if a student knows how that impacts them when they're going into interviews, it's really something that a lot of other students don't have the opportunity to do. So when you go into that interview, you talk about this trip, that's going to get an employer's attention right away.
Absolutely. Is there anything else you need to let us know about the trip or service learning?
I would encourage students to get involved, check out the opportunity. As I had mentioned, come talk to Gillian or I. Send an email to SEA. They're willing to take on students at any point throughout the year. It's better to sign up earlier just because of the pre-departure preparation. But there's no number on the amount of students that they want to take. So if you kind of want to be that first person to get involved in an experience like this, be the guinea pig, be the one that gets to go through it for the first time. No minimum or maximum amount of students that they're looking for, because as I had mentioned before, there's another group that's going with them as well. So you'll be with a big group of Brock students, even if they're not from Goodman.
Fantastic. Thank you. That's great. Great information, great opportunity. I hope some of our students take advantage of it. I hope a lot of our students take advantage of it. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Great. And thank you, and hopefully we'll chat soon.